Because, you know, the Chinese just mentioned yesterday they were getting a little concerned about all the money they loaned us, and that just maybe we won't pay them back. You know, I'm sure they're a lot more than just a little concerned, because that's what they said publicly. Imagine what they're saying privately, because they know we're not going to pay them back. Of course we're not going to pay the Chinese back their money. It's impossible. We can't possibly. And can you imagine if President Obama, you know, given the following type of speech to the American citizens, say, you know, national televised address, and say, you know, my fellow Americans, I've got a little news for you today. We're going to have a massive, across-the-board tax increase on average working Americans. Any American that still has a job is going to have to pay much higher income taxes. And as a matter of fact, we're going to have to cut Social Security across the board. If you're getting a Social Security check, we're going to have to reduce it. And remember all my plans about more education and health care for everybody and, you know, energy independence? We got to put all those plans on hold because the Chinese need their money. We borrowed a lot of money from the Chinese, and we're good for our debts. So they worked hard for that money, and they loaned it to us, and we're going to pay it back. Now that's going to require a big sacrifice on our part. Does anyone think that we're going to do that? What, are they kidding me? You know what we're going to tell the Chinese? We're going to say, you guys are predators, predatory lenders. We need a modification program. We need to cram down on this. You never should have lent us all this money. You know we can't pay it back. It's not our fault. The Chinese know this. I mean, the Chinese, they can't even vote in our elections. Why are we going to care what they think? We're going to tax voters to pay non-voters? So the Chinese know they're in this box. I mean, the U.S. government, we don't pay our bills. We're like Bernie Madoff, right? People loan us money. How do we pay it back? We borrow more. Right? If somebody came to Bernie Madoff a couple years ago and wanted their money, they got it. Why did they get it? Because they were able to take in new money. They found another sucker who didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme. Same thing the U.S. government does. Every time a bond matures, we just go sell another one. And every time we need to pay interest on the national debt, we go borrow that too. Well, it works until nobody wants to lend us any more money. Then we're going to have to default, just like Bernie did. And there's only two ways we can default. We just legitimately don't pay, or we print money. That's it. There's only two ways to repudiate your debt. There's no way we're going to pay them.
This is the virus of liberalism. It's that everybody gets something. Everything is free. And then at the very end of this, you find out that the free stuff really isn't free. Liberalism. This is only the beginning. You dismiss those you stepped on. Nobody will miss them. You let on. The lonely are those winning. So I'll regroup with your stepping stones and let some bombs wreck your zone. Learning isn't a hustle, but when I discern the bustle, I turn cold, deflecting foes who are burning to muscle. No muzzle. Most flows are puzzles. Resemble to play from the Democrats' top bits, like Dr.Obama, warping violence into sheer silence. He's got it down to a science, silently trying to disavow the Constitution, our hidden plans, along with burning the dollar, vigorously trying to destroy our financial system, shredding the dollar, turning us into priests. Seems to be his only ultimatum, to sit and reap the top of the shit heap that financed his slimy stance and grimy plans to unwind man. Sure, there's something chilling in horror, but the real villains are liberalists who cleave without ever evening the score. I don't conceal a feeling, but spin and flow, reason and more, until springs peel out the window, seasoning my gore. I am one with the means to feed this war. This is only the beginning. You dismiss those you stepped on. Nobody will miss them. You let on. The lonely are those winning. So I'll regroup with your stepping stones and then let some bombs wreck your zone. Genetic agenda is weak cover. For Satan Freud, the Democratic Party. Center, providing no dissenter. For Max again, the Democrats' grimy gridlock on the media is awfully deceitful to the masses' collective consciousness with a grip on the status quo. Yo, millions have been made while the Democrats enjoy. Fucking liberalists prioritize research. Freely lurch does the Democratic religion like an extremist liberalist church. Crooked like the Clinton politicians. Democratic fascist bastards who steal from the poor. For real, trickle down econ. The opposite of creating more cups. There's no logic to the wily science, but to kill us all is a solemn mission. To live rich, yo. Obama surrounded by more drama than a bitch. No regrets, no more after y'all made me get upset that I find every little reason to go to war. For your debt, it's hunting season. Come around here and get shown no respect. I don't trust you. I'm sorry, brother. I bust you up with an uppercut. Things I would do cause I love to punch you, motherfucking punk. I don't play. I just straight up can't say if I ever gave a fuck. Showing on and on for sure. Growing stronger, richer and more. Every long, vicious war. What do you think they finance so many for? This is only the beginning. You dismiss those you stepped on. Nobody will miss them. You let on. The lonely are those winning. So I'll regroup with your stepping stones and let some bombs wreck your fucking zone. Walk a mile in my shoes. Watch the tiles move, rocking the style to use. Mocking wily abuse. Spend an hour behind my eyes. I'll let you power to fine lies. Extended showers of jewels. Rendered and scour me so cool. When God cries, it's a Democratic Party full of fools. Follow every line back to the sky. You are what you continually do. So far, boost clues while enemies boo. Popping hope, chopping the rope on my own noose. loose, like Dr. Seuss, when I rock my blues. To clever, saying like Mr. Spock with a logic project. Everything with eventual proof. Rhetoric clings from developmental flops. Fits who tried to bring me down and stop this, but it'll take more than lies, rocks and fists. Even handcuffed, I always stand up, disrupt the blitz. With a clever twist, I never miss. I stood through it all, and when I die, I'll return to the mist. Like Jane Goodall, I'll be food for all with my constitution. Before I skate a wall for my revolution. Riding optics hidden in my kaleidoscopic vision. Mapping my spree into a tapestry. Vastly freeing what's hidden. Such is how my mood is forming. Every good morning so lovely, Tiger Queen. Your voice is my recovery. I'm sticking to mine. It's a hard crime. My prescription is you above me in 69. Slip into our addition of time. Slippery friction when we grind. I'm so addicted to the Stevie climb that since seeing your last unwind past the days, I find after playing out every talk. Whenever we stop, reverie still go off the top. Normally no weekend charge would ever warm this animal heart, but you and I just had to start a fire that would consume all parts of the liberals' slimy plans. Every preconception torn asunder. Brightly fascination and wonder. Lightning escalation and we roll like thunder. But even after those many vacations, I still hunger. I need to taste your tongue and fingers and thumbs while you come. So close under all of your huffing shit hot gas. Watch your back when I drop a match. Catch up quick, I'm a walking box for matchsticks. So match me on this gold mine. I'm enwrapped when other cold minds track the holes I adapt underline. Spackle like magic, the hack will be fine. Twist my lips to back rhyme. That's my fastest attention blind. That's what stops my step. Puts a click. Beat in my chest every time. Give me a mistress who can keep up with the vicious wish list of a hard-tested, cards and scars vested. Unpardoned, gnarled artist, sprinkling bliss at the peak of being tipsy on the clit. To speak entirely in verse, wily to converse. What I disperse isn't controversial, it's unrehearsed truth universal. This is the virus of liberalism. It is that everybody gets something, everything is free, and then at the very end of this, you find out that the free stuff really isn't free after all. Like Greece, when the banks close and you're only allowed 60 euros out your goddamn bank account. That's what happens when liberalism consumes the masses status quo.